Something is waiting out there in the darkness of our solar system. You've seen it before, a bright, steady point of light hanging quietly in the night sky. It doesn't twinkle like the stars, it just sits there, calm, distant, almost harmless. For centuries, people looked at it through small telescopes and called it the gentle giant. But that description hides a terrifying truth. Because the closer you get to Jupiter, the more the illusion begins to collapse. Imagine you are inside a spacecraft, drifting through the silent black. Ahead of you, Jupiter slowly fills the window. At first, it looks almost serene. Vast bands of amber, cream, and rust swirl across its enormous surface like paint stirred in slow motion. Sunlight reflects softly from the cloud tops. The great red spot turns slowly in the distance, a crimson oval that looks strangely elegant. For a moment, it feels beautiful, almost peaceful. And then the alarms begin. One warning light flickers on, then another. Within seconds, the entire control panel erupts with flashing signals. Radiation sensors spike beyond their maximum limits. Navigation systems struggle to maintain orientation as Jupiter's gravity starts pulling harder and harder. Communications equipment begins spitting out error codes that engineers never expected to see. And in that moment, something becomes painfully clear. You are not approaching a planet. You are approaching a force. Jupiter is not simply the largest planet in the solar system. It is a colossal engine of gravity, radiation, and atmospheric violence. A cosmic titan that has dominated this planetary system for 4.5 billion years. To understand Jupiter, you have to start with a number that almost refuses to make sense. You could fit more than 1,300 Earths inside its volume. 1,300 entire worlds. Every ocean, every mountain, every city, every human life that has ever existed, multiplied again and again until the scale becomes almost impossible to imagine. But even that doesn't capture the true magnitude of Jupiter. Because when scientists add up the mass of every other planet orbiting the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, Jupiter still outweighs them all combined. Twice. It is not merely large, it is overwhelmingly dominant. And yet, in a strange twist of cosmic fate, Jupiter is also something else. A star that never quite became a star. During the violent birth of the solar system, Jupiter was gathering material from the swirling disk of gas and dust surrounding the newborn sun. If it had grown just 80 times more massive, the pressure at its core could have ignited nuclear fusion. Hydrogen atoms would have begun fusing into helium, releasing unimaginable energy. Our solar system would have had two suns, a binary star system. In that alternate reality, Earth might never have formed. The stable conditions required for life might never have existed. Every forest, every ocean, every creature that has ever walked this planet might simply never have been born. Instead, Jupiter stopped just short of that transformation. It failed by a narrow cosmic margin. And what remained was something far stranger than a star and far more dangerous than a normal planet. A gas giant with no solid surface, no ground to stand on, and no safe place anywhere within its enormous atmosphere. Because if you tried to descend into Jupiter, the journey would never truly end. There is no surface waiting below the clouds, no ocean floor, no bedrock, only pressure. At first, you would pass through towering layers of clouds made of ammonia and water vapor, swirling in endless storms. Winds scream across the atmosphere at speeds exceeding 600 kilometers per hour, faster than the speed of sound on Earth. These storms never stop. Some of them have been raging for centuries. The most famous of them all, the Great Red Spot, is a hurricane so vast that our entire planet could disappear inside it. Astronomers have watched this storm churn for more than 400 years, and it shows no sign of dying. But the storms are only the beginning. As you descend deeper, the atmosphere grows thicker. Pressure climbs higher and higher until the hydrogen gas itself begins to transform. Hundreds of kilometers beneath the clouds, hydrogen stops behaving like a normal gas. The crushing force of Jupiter's gravity compresses it into something extraordinary: liquid metallic hydrogen, a strange alien substance that flows like a liquid but conducts electricity like a metal. It is an ocean unlike anything that exists anywhere on Earth, and it is responsible for one of the most powerful phenomena in the entire solar system: Jupiter's magnetic field. Earth has a magnetic field too. It shields our planet from the sun's radiation and helps preserve the atmosphere that makes life possible. But Jupiter's magnetic field exists on a completely different scale. It is roughly 20,000 times stronger than Earth's. If human eyes could see magnetic fields, Jupiter's would stretch across the sky like a ghostly structure larger than the full moon. Its invisible influence extends millions of kilometers into space, creating the largest single structure in the entire solar system. But instead of protecting, Jupiter's magnetic field traps particles. It captures charged radiation from the Sun and from Jupiter's own moons, accelerating those particles to enormous speeds. The result is a region of space so saturated with high-energy radiation that it becomes instantly deadly. A human being exposed to Jupiter's radiation belts without shielding would receive a lethal dose within minutes, not hours, minutes. Even our machines struggle to survive there. When NASA's Juno spacecraft arrived at Jupiter in 2016, engineers protected its electronics inside a thick titanium vault, essentially a safe built to shield delicate instruments from radiation. Even with that protection, Juno cannot remain close to Jupiter for long. Each pass exposes it to damage that slowly accumulates with every orbit. Jupiter does not simply allow visitors, it punishes them. And its influence reaches far beyond its atmosphere. Because Jupiter's gravity has been shaping the architecture of the entire solar system since the beginning. Early in its history, Jupiter may have migrated inward toward the Sun before drifting back outward again. During that movement, it scattered vast amounts of material across space like a cosmic bulldozer. Entire forming planets were disrupted before they could grow. Mars itself may have been robbed of its mass during this chaotic period. The asteroid belt that sits between Mars and Jupiter today is not the remains of a destroyed planet. It is a graveyard of worlds that never had the chance to exist. Even now, Jupiter continues to reshape the solar system. Its immense gravity nudges asteroids out of stable paths and redirects wandering comets across millions of kilometers. Sometimes those objects are thrown away from the inner planets. Sometimes they are sent directly toward them. In 1994, astronomers witnessed a chilling demonstration of Jupiter's power. A comet called Shoemaker-Levy 9 drifted too close and was torn apart by Jupiter's tidal forces. The fragments slammed into the planet one after another, each impact releasing energy equivalent to millions of nuclear weapons. The scars left in Jupiter's clouds were larger than Earth. If that comet had struck our world instead, the consequences could have been catastrophic. Yet Jupiter absorbed the impacts almost effortlessly. Just another disturbance in an atmosphere that has endured violence for billions of years. And still, despite everything, Jupiter holds secrets that continue to draw us back. Its moons orbit like prisoners in a complex gravitational dance. Io erupts with hundreds of volcanoes powered not by internal heat, but by Jupiter's relentless tidal pull. Europa hides a global ocean beneath its frozen crust, an ocean that may contain more water than all of Earth's seas combined. Somewhere beneath that ice, in total darkness, alien life could potentially exist. But even there, Jupiter's shadow remains. Radiation rains down constantly on the surface of Europa. Any spacecraft that lands there must endure one of the harshest environments ever encountered beyond Earth. Jupiter dominates every corner of its neighborhood. Gravity, radiation, storms, pressure, magnetic fury. It is dangerous in every possible way at the same time. And yet, that danger is exactly what makes Jupiter so important. Because within its violent depths lie clues to the formation of planets across the universe. The strange physics of metallic hydrogen, the behavior of extreme magnetic fields, the dynamics of colossal storms, these are laboratories of nature that cannot exist anywhere on Earth. Jupiter is not simply a planet, it is a frontier. A boundary where the universe reminds us just how small we really are. 4.5 billion years ago, Jupiter was already here, growing in the swirling debris of a newborn solar system. It watched as Earth cooled, as oceans formed, as life slowly began its fragile journey. It watched dinosaurs rise and vanish. It will watch humanity too. Long after our civilizations are gone, Jupiter will still be there, turning slowly in the dark, its storms still raging, its gravity still sculpting the paths of worlds. So the next time you step outside on a clear night and see that bright, unwavering light hanging in the sky, pause for a moment. Because you are not simply looking at a distant planet. You are looking at a colossal storm that has raged for centuries. You are looking at radiation that could end a human life in minutes. You are looking at gravity strong enough to tear comets apart and reshape entire planetary systems. You are looking at the king of the planets. And Jupiter earned that title for one simple reason. For billions of years, nothing in this solar system has ever been powerful enough to challenge it.